Hello everyone. I have not done a live in a little bit and I want to hop on. I got my iced coffee here. I want to talk about social media and the summer slump. We're in the dog days of summer right now, and I've been talking to a lot of you and you're feeling like it's tough to stay consistent right now. You're struggling to, make the moves. You're wanting to have that lazy summer, but once again, our own businesses are taking the back seat as we try to get our clients the lazy summer they wanted, right? So I'm going to just go over a couple tips if you are feeling that summer slump, wanting to take that easy summer, but struggling to keep up with your own social media, as well as like some things to do, because guess what? It's also summer. Everyone else is less on social media. So this is your time to kind of work on what your consistency looks like, but taking a little bit of a step back. So if you have questions, I'm going to go for the test sip. Drop them below. But again, we're going to talk a little bit about that summer slump. So one of the first things, we all know social media, it's consistency, right? The big thing comes from doing the thing consistently, and not just I'm posting consistently, but actually following your content strategy consistently. So if it's summer and you are feeling burnt out and you're like, I want to be outside by 12 o'clock in the afternoons. I want to be finishing up my client work and relaxing in the afternoons. I want to be unplugging in the evenings, unplugging in the weekends. The big thing is looking at what your consistency looks like and what you have time to commit to right now. Since it is summer, the sun's out longer. We want to be outside, right? So with that, if you were normally like, I need to show up every day, taking a step back in that consistency standpoint, in the like a number of times, not in the consistency, but taking a step back in how often you're posting. So for example, if you're like, okay, I try to post Monday through Friday, taking that step back because you're like, oh, I didn't have time to get all 5 posts up. Now I'm stressed. I'm going to post a post. We're going to kick it back a little bit. Go to that 3 to 4 times a week, right? You still have time to show up in your stories each day because that's your like unscripted. You have a plan for it, but it doesn't need to be batched out. It doesn't need to be pre-planned, right? So focusing on that. So going to those 3 to 4 times a week, still taking a couple minutes to show up in your stories each day, on that Monday through Friday, or even taking your weekends off, but taking the step back on that. With that too, we are helping our clients have these lazy summer, these dog days of summer, right? We're helping our clients do that. But what happens is we're rushing because we want to enjoy our summer, right? So we are spending that Monday through Thursday, hammering out the content, getting ahead. I'm going to get ahead for the week. I'm going to get ahead for the week. I'm going to get ahead for the week. We put up our own content, right? And then all of a sudden, it's Friday, you have plans with your family, or you want to get the weekend started early. You haven't touched yours, and why would you want to touch it at this point? You've been working your ass off all week. So again, focusing on your own content and using the time you have to actually focus on those money-making tasks inside of your social media business. So with that, sitting in front of Canva for an hour, hour and a half is not a money-making task when you're struggling to get content up every day, right? So if that's going to be what's stopping you, think about how you're posting content and the type of content you're posting so that you can save some of that time and actually get back into what you want to do and relaxing, right? So focus on different types of content to fill those gaps. Stop focusing so much on your carousels, your Canva, the things like that. You can always go back and add a reel cover. You can always go back and do those simple things, right? But think about ways you can connect with your audience through reels. Use those behind the scenes content you're taking of your summer walks, the sunshine, the lake, the sun setting, right? Using that content and then using that for your reels, right? Use that momentum when you're feeling extra creative and you're going to be showing up in your stories anyways because you have something you really want to say. Do the talk to camera reel, right? Do the 30-second talk to camera reel. Say the thing you want to say. Write the caption. That's going to take you a lot less time than sitting there planning it out. Find the perfect trending sound. Find the perfect hook. Find the perfect this. Find the perfect that. And say what you need to say in a quicker time period, right? Ooh, that's good. Think about that, right? When it comes to content creating, because we don't want to be spending so much time doing all of that. Other things to think about. Plan what you can plan out. So for example, if you know, if you're in maintenance mode where you're not really actively launching something, you're kind of just nurturing your audience. You are not actively like trying to sell a new offer, not actively trying to fill any spots. Think about that when you are making your content plan, because that's going to make a big difference, right? Because if we're not worrying about being pushy, we get to focus on nurturing our audience, right? And that kind of content is going to come directly from your DMs, your comments, the questions people are always asking you. And again, is that easy, low-hanging fruit type of content to make. So hone in on that and hone in on what your audience is saying so you can create the content that they want versus going, I need to have a whole launch plan even though I'm not launching anything, all the goods. And again, guys, let me know if you have any questions. If you're catching the replay, let me know. So some of the things, for example, like my audience right now, not my audience, a couple of my clients, they have big summer plans, right? They are planning to take half of August off. They're planning to travel. They're doing their trips. They're doing things like that where we know that they don't have time to batch content. They don't have time to film new content. So we are taking that time instead to go back over the last year, what performed well, reposting some of it. We're actually doing straight reposts for some of my clients because they have enough content out there that we can. They have new audience members that are going to see it. It's going to get that new engagement, and we know it performed well, and it's in low-hanging fruit for us, so that on those busy weeks for them, they can go ahead, repost, we switch up the caption, make sure it's current, all of those things, but it's a very easy piece, right? And again, repurposing, all of that. The other thing we're focusing on is that strategy. We are not just posting the post because we're behind. We are really honing in on that strategy piece and making sure that what we are doing is worth our time because we want to be spending less time on social media. We also remember that a lot of their audience, it's summer. They don't want to be on social media. I don't spend as much time on social media like from a fun standpoint during summer. I want to be like outside, enjoying the water park, like doing fun stuff, right? So I'm not logged in. So remembering that and keeping that in mind with your audience. If they are like, their kids are off from school, if they are doing like the full-time parenting thing during the summer, their kids are off, they're also doing their business and stuff, they're probably not on social media as much. So remembering that so that you can go ahead and do those repurposes, those reposts, and repurposing a lot of their content that already exists so that it's very low-hanging fruit. Just because, again, everyone's not on. You have this opportunity to stay consistent, to keep everything happy, keep that maintenance mode up, but this is your time. So using those kind of like tips to kind of keep into that, focus on when you have the time. The other thing I'm super excited about, because I know summer's already halfway done, and we're going to be coming into fall, and you want to have a plan for fall. So you're trying to get ahead, but you're also in lazy days of summer. I actually have a couple spots this month for intensive. So this is a 90-minute one-to-one meeting with me, and we go through and we can plan out your content for the next coming month, right? We can align your content with your offers. We can make a plan so that when you're out of that summer slump, you have a plan, you know exactly what to be working on versus, oh crap, I haven't been posting, I'm behind, I'm sunburnt, I'm behind, my kids are driving me nuts, I'm going to wait till they go back to school, and now I'm behind because I need to sell this offer, and I need to do this, and I do need to do that. We can get all that set down so that when you have that time, you know exactly what you need to be doing when it comes to creating content, so that you are not going, well, what's trending now? What's working now? What do I need to do my content strategy? Oh, I haven't touched my content in a month, besides like a random post here and there, like a trending one. And that didn't really work towards my mission. And again, this is going to set you up so that when you are going into launch mode in the fall, when you're getting ready to prep for Black Friday, when you are getting ready to prep for whatever's coming, you actually have a plan and you haven't lost that momentum because you are in like crap procrastination mode, right? So super excited about those. If you guys have more questions about the intensives, let me know. I'll share some more details in my stories later today. Other than that, think about how you want to spend your summer and focus on ways that you can simplify your content process by honing on your strategy versus all of the fancy content. Have a great day. Happy Friday. And I will talk to you guys soon.